Now, you understand vibration. You know that you can't set your radio dial on 6:30 a.m. and hear what's being broadcast on 98.7 FM. You get those frequencies. You understand that. And so this is like that. In other words, there is the frequency of who you are that you have to tune yourself to, that you have to feel yourself to. And sometimes our physical friends say, but Abraham, what I'm living is so vivid. I can see it and hear it and smell it and taste it and touch it. And all you've got to offer is this thing I can't see that you're promising will feel good when I go there. And we say, it does feel good when you go there. You know that it is something that is tangible in that it is translatable to you through your emotions. Your eyes are only translating vibration into what you see. Your ears are only translating vibration into what you hear. In other words, your physical senses are translating, and your emotions will translate this vortex for you. And it's our promise to you that if you will make some effort to tune yourself more consistently to the vibration of the vortex, that what will begin to happen to you is that inside this vibrational vortex, so to speak, you will tune yourself to the frequency of your vortex, and then things will become interpretable to you through your physical senses. In other words, once you get into the vortex, things start manifesting. You'll be able to see the path to what you are looking for. So a way we've been explaining this to you is that the law of attraction is this powerful vibrational manager. It's the law of attraction is what makes it necessary for you to set your radio dial on the same frequency as the broadcast tower that you're wanting to hear from. And we want you to understand that this law of attraction is already set to the frequency of who you really are, and you must tune yourself to that frequency if you are to have a clear channel. In other words, if you tune yourself to the frequency of who you are, you'll thrive. You will feel exhilaration. You will be at your best. But to the degree that you, through your variety of thoughts, introduce static to the transmission, you make it less possible for you to hear, even though this is far more than a 500,000 watt broadcasting channel. In other words, this is a big one. This is a broadcast of vibration that you can find no matter where you are, but you've got to start tuning yourself in the direction of it, which really means you have to care about how you feel. You have to care about how you feel more than you care about what anybody else is doing. You have to care about how you feel more than you care about what is. Because what is, if you keep looking at what is, you keep offering a vibration of what is, and you keep getting more of what is. And sometimes what is keeps you from being a vibrational match to what really is, to what's in the vortex, to who you really are. So as we're visiting here today, we want to talk in ways that you will accept the validity of this vibrational reality and make it something that matters more to you. We want you to accept the realness of the vortex and to care about your relationship with it. We want you to become a vibrationally aware person, which means we want you to become an emotionally aware person, which means we want you to care how you feel and know that you could do something about how you feel other than controlling conditions. That's the trap, isn't it? Conditional love. That condition is upsetting to me, so I think I will try to control it. And we say the more you try to control it, the more out of control it becomes, because the more attention you give to what you don't want, the more you hook it into your vibration. Have you noticed that? War against drugs, war against AIDS, war against cancer, war against terrorism, war against, all those things getting bigger. Because the more attention you give to it, the more you deprive yourself of the solution that is already in the vortex. It's so interesting to watch you. While you are poking around at problems and the problem is coming to focus, the solution is coming into focus too. But if you are so problem-oriented that you have tuned your frequency to the problem, the solution is just getting bigger and louder and calling you more. And the more the solution calls you and the more you don't go, the worse you feel. And then you say, I liked it better before the solution was so big and calling me so hard. We say, then stop messing around with the problem. If you don't want the solution to get big and call you, then don't poke around at the problem. But when you poke around at the problem, the solution's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and so is the separation between you and it, which is why some things feel really intense, don't they? When you really want something, and you're really in a different vibration from it, you feel really bad. Somebody you didn't know called you on the telephone and said, hello, you don't know me. I'm just calling to tell you I'll never call you again. You would say, all righty then. You would not feel any negative emotion about something you didn't want going away. But when something you really want is going away, or you think it is, then you have a very strong contradiction in your vibration, because your desire is in one place and your habit of thought is in another. Your habit of thought is all that a belief is. A belief is just a thought that you keep thinking. And law of attraction makes it easy for you to keep thinking the thoughts you're thinking, because law of attraction gathers the cooperative components to the thoughts that you're thinking. So hold that thought for just a moment. Cooperative component. Cooperative component. So let's say that here's this vortex, and you've been sifting through life and sending rockets to it for a long time. Even before you got here into this physical body, you were putting things into your vortex. So here's this vibrational version of you, and law of attraction responding to this vibrational version to you, and law of attraction gathering to this vibrational version of you, which is, by the way, the current real-time present tense version of you. Interesting, isn't it? You thought that what was happening just now was present tense. Present tense is here in the vortex. Present tense is who you really are. Present tense is the vibrational expanded being that you stand in this vortex as. So your inner being is there. Law of attraction is gathered and gathering all cooperative components. So let's say that you're in a pretty good mood. You're feeling really hopeful, so you're right on the brink of this vortex. If you're depressed, you're far from it. If you're angry, you're far from it. If you're frustrated, you're still a good ways from it. But if you're hopeful, you're right at the doorway of your vortex. So here's the vortex, powerful vibration, calls you right in. You went in easily because there wasn't much resistance within you. And now you are vibrationally, how do you know you're in the vortex? Can you see things? No. They're not seeable or hearable or smellable or tasteable or touchable yet, but you can feel them. It feels like well-being, feels like interesting, feels like a place you want to be, feels good. So now there you are in the vortex, and now you are, at least temporarily, a cooperative component. Otherwise you wouldn't be in there. Vortex can't take anything in that isn't a cooperative component. That's why when you're ornery, you don't go in. But you're in there, you're a cooperative component, maybe only temporarily you're a cooperative component, but you're a cooperative component. And because you're at a cooperative component, you begin to translate the vortex into things that are meaningful to you. Like you get an idea, an in the vortex idea, which makes you feel really good, makes you feel like you want to do something about it. Until you remember you tried that and it didn't work, and then the vortex spits you out. Because you introduced a lackful thought, you didn't maintain that hopeful, believing thought, but you were in the vortex for a little while, and you were a cooperative component for a little while, and the vortex began to work its magic for a little while. You began to feel the power of who you are. Now, what we are wanting to show you, every process that we've ever written, and there are so many of them and so many more coming, but every one of them has been written to help you release resistance so that the vortex will take you in.